Hola, clase. How's it going today? Hey, listen, we are going to talk about just a few slides. You could take a couple of notes. I honestly am not remembering what the last couple of pages of notes in your preterite packet look like. All I'm going to ask you to do is listen. And I don't even have a homework assignment for you today. I do have an exit ticket, and that's what you need to fill out for credit. So listen carefully. This I'll try not to make this last too long. Okay, so um let's see. I have to go. Oh, there we go. I'm going to go here. What I want to talk about is if you're talking in the preterite, okay? Understanding the difference between "ser" and a star can be kind of tricky, and I've just got a couple of examples I want to present to you. Okay, here's one example. Your friend invites you to go to the movies, but you're sick, you can't go, and he goes without you and sees Aquaman. He comes to your house afterwards, and you ask a couple of questions. How do you ask these questions? How was your night out? Are you going to use "ser" or a star in the preterite? What was the movie like? Are you going to use "ser" or a star? Did you like it? I think you can figure that one out. That one's easy. How would you say, how was your night out? Or how was your night? All right, your night out, it was la noche. La noche en el cine. Okay. But how do you say how was? Is it como fue or is it como estuvo? Hmm. Okay. What was the movie like? Is it como fue or is it como estuvo? Hmm. Did you like it? I think you can probably figure that one out. All right, so let's talk about how to say, how was your night out? If I were going to say, how was your night? ¿Cómo estuvo tu noche fuera or tu noche en el cine? The reason I'm using a star here is I'm asking you about how you feel about the night. I'm not asking to describe to me what the night was like in the sense of, hey, describe to me um, what American rock music is like. You're going to give me facts. It's more like, if you go into a restaurant and you order a pizza and the waiter comes to your table and asks you, how is the pizza? He doesn't want a description of the pizza. He doesn't want you to tell him, well, it's round, it's made from dough, it's got red sauce on it, it's got pepperoni and cheese. It usually costs between, $15 and $25. It's popular in the United States, and it was invented in New York City by Italians that were immigrants. He doesn't want to know any of that stuff. What he wants to know is it good tonight? And that question is como está? He's going to use a star to describe, or he's going to use a star to ask you, how is the pizza? And it's the same thing because you could have a bad night out and you could have a good night out. So it's opinion based. If it's an opinion based thing, it's a star. So the night would be estuvo because it's third person singular and como estuvo la noche. Okay, what's the second question? What was the movie like? All right, what are we asking? Really, what are we asking? What was it? We're asking. Are we asking what was it like, as in what was it about, or are we asking you what was it like, as in did you enjoy it? Right? I mean, in English, we kind of don't really make a difference. We just kind of answer both questions at the same time. Um, but if you're going to ask, if you're interested in finding out what it was about, and you need a description of the movie itself, we're going to say como fue. What was it like? All right. And you're going to talk about the characters. You're going to talk about how long it was. You're going to talk about the storyline, the type of movie that it was. Really, we're not asking you for your opinion here. We're asking you for factual information. So think about this. If you are asking a question in the past and you can't decide whether to use say or a star, decide, am I trying to get an opinion from that person? Or am I trying to get facts from that person? If it's opinion based, it's a star usually. If it's facts based, it's ser. All right. So the last one was what was it like? Or I'm sorry, did you like it? Te gustó. Did it please you? No problem. That's easy. All right. Here's another scenario. Your friend goes to a job interview at a local restaurant. You want to know how things went, right? Hey, how'd it go? Right? How did it go? How did that interview go? How do you ask these questions? How was the interview? What was it like? How did it turn out? All right. How was the interview? What am I really trying to ask here? What am I? What's the information I want to get? I want to know the results. Did you get hired? How was the interview? Was it a good interview or was it a bad interview? Like, did you really shine or did you bomb? That's really what I'm asking. It's kind of like the pizza. Some pizzas are good, some pizzas are bad. Okay. So number one is an opinion. How was the interview is gonna be opinion based. What was it like? Like, let's say I'm a little kid and you come home and you're like, "Oh, I went to an interview today," and you're like, "Oh, I've never heard of that. What's that like? What are interviews like, or what was the interview like?" We're not asking you about your opinion. We're asking about facts. So that's going to be Sarah. And how did it turn out? Well, let's talk about that in a second. So, how was the interview? Is going to be como estuvo. If the question, how was the interview, is really an opinion question, what did you think of it? How did it go for you? How did you do? Um, was it a good interview or was it a bad interview? If choices are, hey, it was a good interview or a bad interview, use a star. If we're asking you what was it like, you're going to end up describing things like, well, it was 35 minutes long. I met with the boss. We talked and we discussed my qualifications, when I'm available, and the pay. Those are factual things. That's SARE. So, number one is going to be ¿Cómo estuvo la entrevista? Number two is going to be ¿Cómo fue? And the third one, how did it turn out? Well, to turn out is results based, right? So, how did it turn out? Really, what we're asking is, did you get hired? How did it turn out? Or what was the result? And you can ask this with the verb salir. So, salir is to go out. But if I said to you, ¿Cómo salió? Anything that you do for either success or failure, it really means how did you do? How did it turn out? I could ask you how were your grades this year at the end of the year? Hey man, how are your grades? Did you pass? How did everything turn out? Cómo salió todo? ¿Cómo salieron tus notas? ¿Cómo salieron tus clases? Hey, how did your classes turn out? Did you pass all your classes? So hey, I hope that these comments are helpful to you, and we'll look to try to use them sometime in the future. Until then, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. All right, take care.